Most people chase happiness through more stimulation, more approval, and more noise. But the happiest people do the opposite. They protect their peace through structure, restraint, and quiet discipline. The truth is, happiness is not always found in bigger moments. Sometimes it is hidden inside the habits people keep ignoring. And the happiest people are not always the most fortunate. They are often the most intentional. They understand something most people miss. What you repeat every day shapes how you feel, how you think, and who you become. Today we are looking at 7 small habits that change mood, focus, and identity over time. Nothing flashy, nothing loud. Just simple daily practices that slowly make life feel lighter, calmer, and more complete. The first habit is simple, but it changes everything. Start the day in silence. Do not immediately feed your mind with noise, messages, or scrolling. Silence versus chaos. Intention versus reaction. The first moments of the day, decide whether your mind is led by peace or hijacked by the world. The happiest people do not let the phone speak before they do. They sit, breathe, think, pray, journal, or simply begin without interruption. Stoic discipline starts here, because the morning is where control begins. Most people never realize how much emotional residue they carry the moment they wake up. They open their eyes and, without noticing, they open the door to distraction. But a calm morning creates a calmer mind. And once the mind is calm, the next habit becomes easier to keep. The second habit is to keep one promise to yourself early. Do one thing you said you would do before the day gets noisy. This is self-respect versus self-betrayal, discipline versus delay. It can be making the bed, exercising, reading, cleaning, or completing one meaningful task. The act itself matters less than the message it sends to yourself. I can be trusted. And self-trust is one of the hidden foundations of happiness. Most people never realize how much sadness comes from repeatedly breaking agreements with themselves. They promise. They delay. They excuse. And slowly they stop believing in their own word. Stoicism teaches that inner stability grows when your actions match your values. That is how confidence becomes quiet and real. The hidden cost of ignoring this habit is living with constant self-disappointment. And once your mind is steady, the body becomes the next place to strengthen peace. The third habit is to move your body every day, even if it is only briefly. Stagnation versus vitality, comfort versus energy. The happiest people do not wait to feel motivated before they move. They move, and the movement changes the mood. A walk, a stretch, a workout, a few minutes of effort, all of it can reset the nervous system and clear emotional heaviness. Most people never realize how much mental fog is actually physical inertia. When the body stays still too long, the mind often follows. Stoicism reminds us that the body is part of discipline, not separate from it. A strong body makes a calmer mind easier to sustain. The hidden cost of staying sedentary is not only weak health, it is weak momentum. And once momentum returns, the next habit protects what enters the mind. The fourth habit is to guard what you consume. Be selective about what you read, watch, hear, and absorb. Clarity versus contamination. Nourishment versus mental clutter. The happiest people are careful with input because they understand that the mind becomes what it repeatedly consumes. Most people never realize they are training their nervous system to stay restless. They feed it outrage, comparison, noise, and meaningless content, then wonder why peace feels so difficult to hold. Marcus Aurelius understood this clearly. Inner freedom begins when outside noise no longer controls your emotional state. That is why protecting your mind is not weakness. It is intelligence. What enters your mind will shape your mood, your focus, and eventually your identity. And once the mind is protected from useless noise, the next habit gives it something even more powerful: perspective. The fifth and sixth habits are gratitude and releasing what cannot be controlled. Appreciation versus entitlement. Peace versus resistance. The happiest people do not wait for perfect conditions before they notice what is good. They train the mind to see what is already present, and they refuse to waste energy fighting reality. That is where real emotional freedom begins. Epictetus taught that some things are ours and some things are not. The sooner you understand that, the less life can pull you apart. Gratitude keeps the heart from becoming bitter. Detachment keeps the mind from becoming exhausted. Most people never realize how much misery comes from resisting what cannot be changed. They spend their energy arguing with reality instead of accepting it. And the hidden cost is permanent frustration. Once that weight is released, The final habit helps you end the day with peace instead of carrying its noise into tomorrow. The seventh habit is to end the day with reflection. The happiest people do not go to sleep in mental chaos. They review, release, and reset. They ask what went well, what was wasted, what needs correction, and what can be let go. That nightly clarity keeps small problems from becoming heavy burdens. And this is where the habits become identity. A calm person is not lucky. They are consistent. A disciplined person is not emotionless. They are structured. Happiness is not built by chasing more. It is built by repeating small acts of order until peace becomes your default state. Remember this. The happiest life is not the loudest life. It is the most intentional one. If this spoke to you, comment which habit you need most. Subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and keep building a life of calm, discipline, and inner strength.